All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. It's all praises to the world Indian calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Also, want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching this word in truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona. Can't well with another video to edify. I was meditating and I was praying to the Lord that He give me a lesson to be able to do, and really what we're seeing now is essentially the same thing that happened before the flood. And the cold thing about it is when Ezra asked the angel, you know, when how many more prophecies were left. There were more that happened than should come, or if there's more that should come than have happened. He really just went into the former and the future destruction, because he said, as are the drops, right? He said he went into the stormy cloud, right? Sending down much rain, but the drops remain still. Then he said he saw a fiery oven, right? And he said that the flames are greater than the smoke, but the smoke remains still. Right? He was really just going into he went into the two destructions that the Lord's gonna go into, man. The first and the second death. The first death was the flood. The second death is getting ready to happen, which is the fire, and that fire is coming because of the wickedness of this world. That's what you're seeing is the world is wrapping up in wickedness. I gotta get this, man. So the Lord has to send a judgment. This is Sirach 40 and and 3. It says, for him that sitteth on the throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in the earth, and that is humbled in earth and ashes, from him that weareth purple in a crown, unto him that is clothed with linen frock. It says frock. It says wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear and death, anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge. It says a little or nothing is his rest. Afterward he is in sleep, as in the day of keeping watch, trouble in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of the battle. Right? It says give me a second, let me make sure. Yeah. Verse I'm gonna jump down to verse verse 8. It says, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners, man. So this is basically going into destruction, and also into those visions of that terror, you know. So verse 9, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamity and famine, tribulation and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So what we're now, we're in now a time where wickedness is excessively upon the earth. So what? Just like in the old times, all that judgment, all the death, the bloodshed, the strife, the sword, calamities, famines, tribulation, and the scourge, all those came for the wicked in the former days, and for their sake, it said the flood came. So what do you think in this time? For all the wicked of earth's sakes in this time, the fire's coming. you know. And that's why I wanted to go into, I think I was at Isaiah 51 and 1. It says, hearken unto me. No. Isaiah 50, I think it's Isaiah 50 and 1. Give me a second. Jeremiah 51 and 1. Yeah, Jeremiah 51 and 1. It says, thus say Yahweh, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And who's rising up against the Lord? All you people, you know, 2/3 of the Lord's own people and all the other nations, because what they're pushing is not, Yahweh Bashim Shai being, head of this world in his ways. You people are fully come against him. How in the hell is it now that everybody's accepting homosexuality? And you're seeing the effects of it. You got people that fully market to children, like Lil Nas X, and now this dude's just coming straight out as a devil worshiper, you know, and he's supposed to be the view of your children, you know. Well, when he came up with that Old Town Road and the kids started clicking onto it, what happened next? He came out as being a homosexual song. So what? You people have taken pleasure in these things, and this is why the burning wrath that the scriptures talk, the burning wrath of the Lord is about to be kindled over you people. It says, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her. And what are the fanners that are going to fan Babylon? And who is Babylon? Babylon goes back to the word Babal, which means confusion. And America is that land of confusion. Just like in ancient Babylon, they tried to erect a whole system for you to bow down to it. They're doing the same things now. And it's so cold that things are replaying all over again in history. Like the scriptures tell you, there's no new thing under the sun. So it says, and I will send unto Babylon fanners, and those fanners are the other nations, that shall fan her, and shall empty her land for the day of, it says, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. It says, against him that Bennett let, Salaki, against him that Bennett let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigadine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. And that's what's going to happen. You got all these nations testing out all these all these missiles, all this missile capability. Everybody's getting their swords and everything ready. Why? Because the scriptures tell you the Lord has opened his armory, man. And what is his army here for? The scriptures tell you his army is here to destroy this bitch, man. Now let me get this one, because we just talked about the destroying wind, right? The Lord is gonna use that destroying wind as a besom, right? It's a cleaning agent. When you go into a besom, it's something you use to sweep. This is what was it? Isaiah 14 and start at 22. It says, for I will rise up against them, say Yahweh hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant, and son and nephew, say Yahweh, meaning he's basically going to make this place to fully cease. The scriptures tell you the Lord is going to destroy America utterly, right? It says all the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That means the people, the land, your building, your infrastructure, everything here is going to be fully melted down. There's so much wickedness here that's all you can do. It says, verse 23, it says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water. And what are pools of water? That's when you get, stagnant water creates what? Poison. So this place is going to be fully disgusting. A bittern is a unclean animal, right? It says, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, say Yahweh hosts. And that besom of destruction, like we read earlier, is a fire not blown, right? Let me get this Job 20. going into that fire not blown. This is all going into that destroying wind, man. That's getting ready to come upon America. Because all these nations are seeing the foulness that America does. All these nations are seeing that this place is no longer that mighty nation anymore. Because what the scriptures talk about, the Lord was gonna make Esau small among the heathen, right? Meaning insignificant. Nobody's looking at this devil for any direction anymore. They see his president fumbling over his words. Can't make can't even make a full sentence up anymore, man. You don't think they see that? This is Job 20 and uh 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits." And what is the sufficiency? What is the fullness thereof? His sufficiency is his plan. So when his plan is about to be fully implemented, when he thinks it's going to be all good, he's going to be in straits. Meaning what? He's going to be in a hard time. Because what? Right when he thinks that plan is going well, what? You're going to have the people uprising at mass numbers. You're already going to have a famine that kicks off. Trade routes are going to be closed off. You might have people in his own military, which it'll happen because the scriptures tell you, if Satan divided against Satan, his kingdom shall not stand. So there's going to be divisions within his own military. Not only that, you got all the other nations trying to sit here and do stuff. And the scriptures tell you there's going to be a time where an evil thought shall come into Gog and Magog, and they shall visit the land of unwalled villages, right? So you're going to have the first time in American history and a foreign force fully comes into America and starts war. And that's what's going to happen. It's prophesied. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked there actually goes into the laborers. So all these people that are going to be losing their jobs soon, they're gonna be the ones at your capital. They're gonna be the ones tired of this devil, man. And this is what you have to wait for. This is what you have to look for. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? When he thinks his plan is going well, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. And what is this going into? That's going into those missiles, man. He shall flee from the iron weapon, meaning he's going to try to set up those missile defense systems. He's going to try to, there's probably going to be a point where he's going to try to withdraw and act like he's going to take that humble route, because Esau does that. He's the fucking the so-called white man. He'll bitch up when he sees that he has no help. And that's already happening, man. All those EU nations, the scriptures tell you the beast is going to hate the whore. Who's the beast? Just like in the Roman Empire, you had all those vassal states that would come to the Roman Empire's aid, right? Those same nations are now hating the whore. They don't want to deal with business in America. They're fully down to start, doing their business with all the other nations that America's trying to throw sanctions on. It says, verse 25. It is drawn and coming out of the body, talking about those nuclear silos. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. And why was it glittering? Because when the prophet, when Job saw this, when the Lord let him see this vision, all he could go on is what he understood at the time. They didn't have missiles. So what? He knew that it was something to kill, because the Lord was showing them the effects of it. So what? He called it a sword. And what? He saw that propulsion system on the back, he said it was glittering, right? So that's the missile. It says, verse 26, all darkness shall be hid in the secret places, a fire not blown shall consume them. Why? Because Job saw that mushroom cloud. Job saw that heat wave come off of those missiles. Job saw how the fire just seemed to just keep going. And that's what it's going to be, man. The Lord is going to burn America up through means of thermonuclear war. People think it's so outrageous to say that, but hey, at the end of the day, the Lord made everybody. even the wicked. When the Lord was, dishing out spirits and having bodies be put together and whatnot, and people getting placed on the earth, everybody can agree that that's all through the Lord. So don't you think it was the Lord that sat here and gave the understanding for somebody to split it out? And the scriptures tell you, man's goings are of the Lord. So the Lord made all this stuff to happen. Why? Because he wanted to burn America up. It says, it is drawn out of the body, yeah, the glittering sword coming out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places, a fire not blown. And the reason why the fire is not blown is because when you go into a nuclear warhead, it's actually two bombs. One is to kick up the temperature to, I think it's 1,000 degrees. The other one is actually to dissipate that energy. So you have to you got to get the temperature to a certain state, even for the atom to start to split. That's why it has to get up to 1,000 degrees first. And then when it gets there, then the atom starts splitting on its own. And then it disperses, and it consistently creates a chain reaction of splitting atoms around it. It says, a fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So for the 2/3 that don't want to get right, if you're left here, it's going to be the same judgment you get. The scriptures tell you you're going to die the deaths of the uncircumcised. And who are the uncircumcised? The heathen. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire, right? We were just talking about this fire coming, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, going into the UFOs, right? Those are the chariots of the Lord. It says to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. It's written that the Spirit of the Lord is as a. Let me get it. I think I had it over here. Yeah, Deuteronomy 4. Come back to this. Deuteronomy 4. What is it? 4 and 24. It says, For Yahweh thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous power. So the Lord's a consuming fire, and he said he's coming with fire. Yahweh Shai said, I come to bring fire, and what will I already be kindled? Right? So all this fire that the scripture's talking about, the people act like the Lord doesn't hate. The Lord hates. He hates wickedness. And if you're committing wickedness, he'll hate you. Right? If the scriptures tell you the Lord loves those that keep his commandments, what do you think he feels to those that don't? Isaiah 66 and 15. Behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render vengeance, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by the sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. And this is what's about to happen, because the state of the world is so wicked. The Lord is going to address the world in such a stark manner as he did back in the time of the flood. So Lord willing, this is edifying. And say, Call Allah Yahweh Shem El Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, who is Yahweh. By Hashem, meaning in the name of. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. Right? By Hashem, meaning in the name Rakal Kadash, the Holy Spirit. Shalom.